In the hangar on the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, the Master of the Order Mace Windu had just learnt of a terrible truth. The Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker had revealed to him that Chancellor Palpatine was a Sith Lord, and the Council's worst fears had been confirmed. Entering a gunship with fellow Council members Agen Kolar, Saesee, Tinn and Fisto, the Jedi were confident of success. As they approached, then entered the Chancellor's office. Igniting their lightsabers in front of the Sith Lord, Palpatine summons his lightsaber into his hand and battles the Jedi. Windu watches as the 3 other Council members quickly fell at the Sith Lord's blade, but he refused to let the Jedi Order fall. The 2 master duellists engage in a ferocious duel, until Windu disarmed Palpatine and shattered the large window. Pointing his lightsaber at Palpatine's throat, Windu is stopped by the arriving Anakin. The Jedi Knight decided he needed Palpatine to save his dying wife Padme Amidala, and after Palpatine had failed to kill Windu with his lightning attack, Anakin sliced off Windu's hand, allowing Palpatine to send the Jedi Master to his death. But what if Mace Windu survived, then trained Ahsoka Tano? How would his survival change the future of the Jedi? As you will find out, Windu's survival could have changed the fate of the galaxy. As the Jedi Master blocked the ferocious Force lightning attack, his lightsaber began to bend, and he pleaded with Anakin to not listen to Palpatine, but there was no response. Windu was paying the price for his frequent disdain of Skywalker, until the lightning attack stopped. The Sith Lord cackled as he lured Windu into a killing strike, leaving him open from Anakin's blade. Windu felt a great wave of pain as his hand fell into the depths of Coruscant. Then his body was engulfed with Sith lightning. Unable to use his lightsaber to defend himself, Windu began to fall. Clattering into several passing speeders, the Jedi Master came to a stop in one of the alleyways, buried amongst the buildings. All of his limbs were in pain, but nothing hurt as much as his pride. Scooping up the remains of his lightsaber, Windu crawled along the ground, looking for shelter, until he sensed another great wave of pain in the Force. Gazing into the skies, Windu saw dozens of Republic gunships floating in the air, and he realised the Jedi had been betrayed by the clones. Windu's eyes narrowed in determination, and he found an old speeder nearby, vanishing towards the underworld. Even without the use of one of his hands, Windu was able to descend to the lower levels, avoiding the clones. The Jedi Master was able to find safety, where most of his fellow Jedi could not, but they had all lost the war to the Sith. Walking into a nearby bar, Windu began the darkest period of his life. The former Jedi Master was limited to performing menial jobs, and easy work as a bounty hunter, earning enough to install a prosthetic hand. But as the new Empire began to increase its stranglehold on Coruscant, Windu could sense them closing in, and he needed to escape. Taking a speeder once again, Windu was fortunate that a group of Imperial officers were patrolling the area, as that meant a ship had been abandoned. Running around the perimeter of the level, Windu is spotted, but he used the Force to choke them all and take their ship. As he rose into the atmosphere above, he was able to make it out of Coruscant and avoid being detected. Windu was unsure of where to go, but he found the Force calling for him to go to the Outer Rim. Eventually approaching the planet of Thebesca, Windu froze as he saw an Imperial blockade hovering right above the planet, but the Force was imploring him to go. The small Imperial shuttle went straight for the massive fleet, and without a clearance code, Windu was shot down to the surface below. The Jedi Master was experienced with falling, and this time it was into a small swamp. Through the mud, Windu saw Imperial troopers taking every piece of territory, until they were suddenly pushed back. Windu looked up and saw to his shock the distinctive figure of former Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano, running to a ship. Windu uses Force speed in pursuit, and clings onto the back of the ship as it took off into space. Finding a way in, Windu slowly approaches Ahsoka, but the Togruta senses his presence. Turning to meet Windu, it was as if she was staring at a ghost, and she asked the former Jedi where he needed to go. Windu meditated for a while, until he chose the planet of Alderaan, not hearing of any Imperial activity on the planet. On the journey, Windu apologizes for his mistakes regarding Ahsoka and Anakin, but Ahsoka is not interested. The presence of another Jedi was a danger, and Windu had to leave. The Karoo Master could sense the coldness emanating from Ahsoka and offered to train her, completing what her master could not. Ahsoka is tempted, and accepts the offer as she knew Windu was not a Jedi anymore and a new stage of her journey had begun. That is it for What If Mace Windu survived and trained Ahsoka. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, subscribe to this channel and my other channel What If Films for more What Ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd like to see next and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching and see you next time.